Good evening, dear parents, dear guardians, uncles, aunties. You're welcome to today's episode of Emotional Abuse by Parent. Thank you so much for joining. Last week was awesome. We talked about parenting in different ways and the signs for you to know that you are an abusive parent. All the signs are pointed out so that we can desist from them and turn a new leaf. You're all welcome, and I just want to encourage you to please take note of all that was said today. We are not perfect. We are working to perfection. We all have our errors. We all have our mistakes in parenting. One thing is sure. Do not be too proud and always saying, oh, my parenting skills is the best. One thing you need to note is, in today's generation, we cannot parent the same way we were parented. And you just need to understand that everything has changed. The system has changed. So if you're still in that mood of or method of parenting, relying on the way you were trained or you were brought up, please, I want you to think about it and you need to change. I just want to tell you that parenting is sweet. Yes, sometimes it's tiring. Sometimes it's exhausting. But one beautiful thing about this is that parenting is a responsibility given by God, and we ought to fulfill that obligation. I pray we'll not fail God in our journey of parenting. We talked about parenting last week as a job, a skill that is not easy. Yes, some persons will just see it like, oh, is it not the same way we were brought up, and lots more? No way. Everything has its own time and season. So also parenting. Children of today can shut you up, not by words, but with their actions and attitude, because your parenting method is not going on well with them. I pray we don't miss it. Now, we talked about the fruit of the Spirit last week. Yes, I sat down to think about it very well. That if you don't have the fruit of the Spirit as a parent, you cannot parent well. That's the truth. And what is this fruit of the Spirit? It is pointed out in the book of Galatians chapter 5 from verse 22 to 23 as love, peace, joy, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. The truth is, if you don't have self-control, sometimes with the way children behave, you can even wound them. Yes, if you follow the attitude to which they put up sometimes, but then as a parent, you need to work on yourself. Work on yourself. Make sure the fruit of the Spirit speaks volume in your life. And I just want to tell you tonight that if you've gotten it wrong, there's still time. There's still time for corrections to be made. Don't see it like, oh, I have failed. Yes, sometimes you might feel exhausted and say, oh, I don't understand my parenting skill. Is it that I'm not doing well? No. There's something that is not right, and you need to think about it. Put things right and work towards a perfect parenting. Tonight, we are going to continue with those signs for you as a parent to note that you are abusing your kids or children emotionally. Last week we talked on mood swing, verbal abuse, lack of empathy, parentification, parents withholding compliments, and lots more. Today we are going to talk about parents who fails to recognize and validate their children's emotion but control or exercise power. I repeat, parents who fails to recognize and validate their children's emotion but control or exercise power. As a parent, there is one question you need to ask yourself. Ask yourself this question every day. Is my parenting method a burden or a blessing to my children? I repeat, is my parenting method a burden or a blessing to my children? Are your children tired of you? Do they sometimes withdraw from you? Sometimes they don't want to express themselves and they are not seeing that love from you to even give the right mood for expression. Are you bullying your children? You know, there was a time I had to talk to myself, like, the way my voice sounds, my parent might be, my children might be seeing or hearing it as though mommy is bullying us. I had to work on it because the misunderstanding will be there. And I want you as a parent to please have a one-on-one conversation with your children. Ask them. We do ask our children so that we can correct ourselves. If they tell you something bad about your parenting, please, I beg you, don't hold grudge against them and don't turn it against them. They are just telling you this so that you can put yourself in check. And why do you ask a question in the first place? You're asking them this question so that you can be a better parent. Now, parents who fail to recognize and validate their children's emotion but control or exercise power. A good parent ensures their children have healthy emotions. They help to manage the feelings of their children and not destroy it. It is a painful feeling to undercut your child's emotion. Yes, sometimes you say, this child is a drama king or drama queen. Or you say, oh, this one is just acting anyhow because he wants my attention. Yes, it can cause the child to enter a cycle of self-doubt and mental confusion. Sometimes your child will be confused when you keep saying, this one is using his emotion to drag me. You cannot get my attention by doing that. They might not have a better way to express themselves, better than the way they can show you that they are being expressive. Parents who fail to recognize and validate their children's emotion sometimes doesn't do this intentionally. Yes, parents, we don't do this intentionally. Sometimes we are overwhelmed by our situations that surrounds us, and we are pulled to that careless state of making certain mistakes. And what are those mistakes? One, being too busy. Yes, some parents are too busy. They are too busy. They are too busy to hear their children out. Some parents are too busy to understand their children's hurt and frustration. Your children might be going through a state of mind that they just need your attention, but you're too busy. You never take note of your children's feelings and emotion, being too busy. You hardly spend quality time with your children because you are busy. It's not about the money. It is not all about the putting food on the table. It is all about your presence. Parent, please take notes tonight, and I want you to understand that the best gift a parent can give their children is presence. Yes, presence. Your presence means a lot to your kids. Your presence means a lot. Spending quality time with your children gives them access to the right control. Yes, spending quality time. The time we spend with our children make you know them better than words. It make you create an atmosphere of love. You create an atmosphere of understanding, of peace. When you know them better, it's because you've spent quality time with them. Don't give more time to work and association. Your children have a lot to say to you. They have a lot to say to you. They want to share their feelings. They want to relate their fears. They want to relate their excitement. Are you there? Are you there for them? They want that proper attention. Are you giving it to them? But when you as a parent don't give them that attention, it saddens them. And that sadness is what we call emotional abuse. Because they cannot relate their fears, they can't relate their excitements, they can't tell you things that they want to tell you because you are not there for them. Now, there are instances that parents wear that pulls those children off. You keep telling them to their hearing, I am busy. Don't you have eyes to see I'm tired? I'm not in that mood. Can you talk to me later? Talk to me about it later. Talk to me about it later. I'm going to give an instance. There was this boy I taught 5 years ago. I taught him 5 years ago. He was in SS2 then. And, you know, whenever I teach them, I ask them questions. It's a boys' school I teach. And I try to relate with them so that they can come on. And SS2 boys, then 5 years ago, they are big boys. Some of them are in the 2 years. Some of them are, I think the least I had then was 18 years in that class. So there's this particular boy, every time I see him, he's always wanting to say something. And the period I was teaching cultism, one day, he summoned courage and said, Ma, I want to see you. I said, okay, fine. He said, I like the way you relate with us. You give us the room to express ourselves to you. He said, my mother does not. My mother is a custom officer. My father is a custom officer. And both of them leave the house by 5 a.m. and come back by 9 p.m. Parents, listen, oh. And he said, I joined a particular cult group when I was in GSS 3. And my parents are not aware. And I asked, why did you join? He said, I joined this cult group because some boys were intimidating my younger brother. I said, oh, so because of your younger brother, you joined. Why didn't you relate the situation to your parents? They never have our time. May we not be in that category of parents that don't have time for their children. And I said, so what's the issue now? He said, the issue now is he joined a particular cult group just to gain protection for his younger brother. And I asked him, did you gain the protection? He said, yes. But he never knew that there are other things that he was going to do. I said, like what? He said, there are time for them to execute missions. And there are times they give them assignment. I said, what is that assignment? He said, to kill and to bring blood. Hey. I said, have you killed before? He said, Ma, I have not killed because I monetize my own assignment. I said, oh, so he said, yes, if you don't indulge in it, you have to pay. And you pay heavily. I said, so are you working to make such payments? He said, no. He steals his parents' money unknown to them. Parents, because of lack of attention, this boy has started as in developing lots of things. He now steals, he lies. He does a lot that is destroying him as a boy. And he said, Ma, I'm already tired. And right now, I've told my cult group that I am leaving. And he said, in this school, I teach in a government school. So in this school, I am the .1. But outside the school, I am like the second person. And I said, whoop, that's interesting. So as .1, how are you feeling? He said, Ma, I'm scared for my life because I've already tendered my resignation. And right now, even the younger boys in GS3 are after my life in this school. I said, oh, is it why whenever you are in class, you're always looking back? You always check. You say, yes, Ma, I cannot walk without walking in group. because they're after my life. They don't want me to go. I said, okay, can I call your parents to talk to them? He said, no, man. You cannot even see them because they don't have that time. By the grace of God, I was able to counsel him, and we talked, and I told him to summon courage. Do you know this boy went home, waited till 9 p.m. that the mom would come back, and he said, Mom, I want to see you. And the mom said, don't you see I'm just coming back? And he told his mom, is it the day I will die that you will pay attention? And the boy said, the mom told him bluntly, die if you want to die. And that was the end of it. The only way this boy could actually put himself through was to stop coming to school, because they were looking for him. And the parents never knew he was not going to school. I saw him last year, and I was surprised when I saw him. And he said, Ma, because of your advice, I was able to join the Army Academy. And that is where I seeked my protection, because he had to go to Bori camp all by himself to get security from the army. So he joined the academy. And I'm very happy that right now he's in his 300 level in that academy. So parents, please, 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 give proper attention to your children. They want to say a lot. That boy was not eating, he was drying up because his life was threatened by cult group. And now, we heard of a story last year or early this year of a little girl of 10 years old that their maid was using her as a maid in their house. The girl will want to relate to the mother. Oh, working class mommy that is always busy. No, she doesn't even have that time. Not until the maid killed her son. That was when she had time to listen to what the little girl wants to say. That girl doesn't sleep. By 3 a.m., the maid will wake her up to mop the whole house before the mother will wake up, before the father will wake up. And I was asking, what kind of thing is that? Parents, please, let's be aware of what happens around us and within our home. I pray God will help us. Now, the second point on the parents who fail to recognize and validate their children's emotion is shutting your kids up and showing lack of patience to listen. Yes, shutting your kids up and lacking patience to listen to them. Parents, please, please, please inculcate the habit of listening to every word from your kids. Yes, you might sometimes feel that they talk too much. Please allow them talk. Inside the rubbish, there is sense. Inside every rubbish, every word that you feel that is senseless, there is sense in it. They might want to tell you what happened from 8 a.m., that they've been in school till 4 p.m., this and that. Please listen attentively. They have a lot to tell you. They express themselves better when they know you are listening. My last girl, if she's talking to you and she knows you're not listening to her, she will hold your face. Mommy, can you hear me? I'm talking to you. And you will just have to listen. Some kids, when you turn away, they keep those things they want to tell you. They feel that you're not interested in what they want to say. They feel comfortable telling you anything and everything. Yes, I gave my children that rule. That tell me anything. Anything at all. Wherever I am, whatever I'm doing. Sometimes I'm bathing. And you will hear, hello, mom. Hello, mom. I'm like, oh, Lord God, these children. And the next thing, like, Mom, can I talk to you? I said, okay, yes, I'm bathing, but keep talking. My door is locked. And they'll be talking from outside. Sometimes, it's not something that is very important. But because they will tell you, Mom, I will forget if I don't tell you now. And I listen. Sometimes I want to sleep. I want to sleep. Yes, sometimes I want to sleep. I'm very tired and I want to sleep. And I just hear that knock on the door. Can I come in? Yes, come in. Mommy, I want to say something to you. You know, at that point, I don't know how I do it, but I'm sleeping, but my eyes are open. I like, just say it. I'm hearing you. Just say. And they finish talking, and the only word I will say is, my darling, I heard you. But in the morning, we'll relate this issue properly so that we can get to the root of it. Do you understand it? So tomorrow you will just tell me from the top to bottom. Don't forget any word. The truth is, I've given her that attention. I did not put her off, but I did not hear completely everything she said. And the next day, I will be the one to remind her, Chiza, come here. You said something yesterday. Can we conclude today? And she'll be excited because she knows that, oh, mommy heard me yesterday. God will bless us and give us the grace as parents to do the needful. Children ask a lot of questions. Please answer their questions. Don't put them off. Once you get to answer their questions, they come closer to you. But once you don't answer that question, they start withdrawing. And they will try not to ask you questions again, but want to get their answers somewhere else. Don't leave questions unanswered. When you keep them shut up, they are emotionally abused. You can tell them, okay, I've heard you. I will reply you shortly. Give me some time. Yes, you can tell your kids that. Oh, okay, I've heard you. I'll reply you shortly. Sometimes they ask you questions that you don't even know. You know, sometimes my daughter will come with some vocabularies, and I might not know them. You know, yes, we parents will try to cover ourselves up so that we'll not fall hands. The only thing I'll just tell her is, can you give me some time? Yes, I'll answer this question. Just give me a little time. Let mommy refresh. My refreshing, I might lock myself in the toilet trying to Google so that I will get answer. Yes, yes, yes. Our children see us as professors, like we know it all. They say it every day. That mom, you're brilliant. This and that. Sometimes we don't know it all. And we need to ask questions also. So you don't put them off. Like, hey, I don't know it. Why are you asking this kind of question? Are you not coming from school? What's your teacher teaching you, self? Whoops. Just to cover up your own self for not knowing also. Parents, let's do the needful. I hope we are enjoying this session and hope it's not boring. The third point is parents who always give authority to maids, family members, and neighbors over their children. They fail to recognize their children's emotion. This is an aspect of emotional abuse that parents sometimes don't take cognizance of. I repeat, parents who always give authority to maids, family members, and neighbors over their children fail to recognize the children's emotions. This aspect of emotional abuse. Parents sometimes indulge in it and they are not even aware that they are emotionally abusing their parents. This act kills a child's self-esteem. You are that daddy, you are that mommy, or your niece or nephew is living with you. Then you now have a maid over your children. They will punish them, put them off when they ought not to, because you gave them that authority. You asserted that authority to your maid. I know of a family friend while growing up that the maid used pistol to hit the boy on his penis because he farted in his father's house. Like, children now will just stay, they will gasp, they will even smile about it. This girl beats this boy, and the boy landed in the hospital because the girl used pistol to hit him on his penis. Why is that? It's because when your child does something wrong, instead of addressing it, you give your maid the authority to punish your children and kneel down there, do this one, do that one. My dear parents, it is wrong. Nobody have the right in your home. Nobody have that right except for you, the parent, to punish your children the way you want to punish them. Nobody has that right. Nobody can discipline your children better than yourself. Nobody. So I just want parents to please get it right. If you are in this category, you are emotionally abusing your children. Yes, your children will not rest at home. Why employ a maid? Why employ a maid when the maid will sit down? I was talking to someone 2 years ago, and she said whenever she goes out, a maid, she has 6 children. So the maid will bring the 6 children outside, distribute their father's clothes to them, and I think the oldest is 10 years old, the youngest is 3 years old. So imagine from 10 to 3, she will distribute clothes, jeans, coverall, and duvet, bed sheets to them to be washing. Then she will sit down in the sitting room and be watching African Magic. She will collect the remote from the children, and they must not talk. Then when she hears maybe Madam's on, she will just freshen up and tell the children, go, leave it. Meanwhile, these children are done washing, they are exhausted. She will not give them food, they will be sleeping because they are tired. Parents, it is wrong. And this is happening because your children cannot access you. They cannot access you. Give your children that rest. The home is a nest where peace, where love is found. So if they don't have rest in their father's house, where will they go? Some children want, sometimes you push them out. You push them out by giving them the mindset to want to run away. Yes, you're pushing them out. They are tired of the torture. They are tired of the lack of rest. They are tired. So many parents don't even know their kids because they give their maid the right to do everything that concerns them, that concerns them rather. I had a friend in the university that, you know, she was saying, oh, your mom is part of your circle. I said, yes. She said, my mom never knew when I started. My mom doesn't even know that I'm menstruating right now. I said, really? She said, yes, my nanny took care of me. I said, wow. She said, yes, all my mom does is she just wants to know that you're alive. She will just check, look at you, and she has gone. There's no time. There's no time for her to cuddle you, no time to talk to you. She's just after her job. Something happened in their home, and you know what? They chose their nanny. They chose their nanny and told their dad to marry their nanny, that they don't have a mother, but they see the mother in their nanny. And that was how that marriage ended, because the man eventually married the nanny. The children persuaded him to, and he did. May that not be our portion, women. May that not be our portion. So you need to know everything pertaining your kids. Some of us don't even know the kind of friends our children keep. We don't know. They cannot watch TV in the house because one uncle or one auntie is with a remote, and therefore that's comfort is not there for them. They cannot access some things at home because there are people in the house that will not give them the comfort that they need. We just need to change. Whoever is living with you, dear parents, should give same respect they give you to your children. Yes, I repeat, whoever is living with you should give the same respect they give to you, to your kids. And please, teach your children to be independent in their father's house and always show respect at all times. Yes, they should respectfully be in charge of the home. They should talk politely to the people living with them, but they should be independent. They should be independent. I did that on time in my house. Yes, I did that on time. So there's no overruling over my children. Nobody does that. So the same way I carry my children is the same way people that come to my house will carry my children. And I teach my children to respect everybody. But they should be independent. They should take charge respectfully. You will need to set boundaries. Parents, set the right boundaries. So many children have died of emotional abuse. So many maids have killed, molested people's children because parents are not paying attention, because parents do not set the right boundaries. I'm not saying children should not relate with the people living with them, but there should be boundaries. There should be boundaries. We should set it right. We should spell it out. Let your children know. Set your rules. Let everybody follow accordingly. Parent, please set the right boundaries between maids and your kids. Maids should be able to respect your kids the way they respect you. Yes. I was watching a movie some years back, and the maid calls the children small madam, small oga. And I was laughing. I wasn't married then. And I was like, wow, I love this. I love the way the woman is setting the boundaries. Because the respect, it needs to transfer. I pray God helps us. Our fourth point is parents who are not sensitive about the adults they entrust their children with. Yes, parents, we need to be sensitive. You abuse your children emotionally because you trust one uncle that is your neighbor or one auntie that is your neighbor. Please, most parents trust neighbors a lot. You even trust your maid. Yes, so it's good to trust them. But there are things you don't entrust in their hands. Some children, I can proudly say it, since I have lived with a maid. They've never beat my children. They have never. I cannot be too busy not to attend to my children. So you come to my house to do the cleanup, but not my children. My children is for me to take care of and not anybody. No maid have touched. Yes, I had 3 girls before God gave me my beautiful son. But no maid. Even now that I have my son, the girl living with me, she has not even touched my baby's bottle. Because it is my duty. I can't give my responsibility to a maid. My children can now bathe themselves. But before they got there, I do everything for them. So please, let's not be too tired. Let's not be too busy. There are lots to teach these children as they are growing up, so that they can attain that self-independence. Parents think it's right. They think it's right sometimes when they will tell their children, I'm going out, stay in so-so neighbor's house, stay in this one. And sometimes the children will come back. Please watch their body language. They are trying to give you eye, talk to you like, mommy, please don't drop us here. Daddy, please don't leave us alone. We are not comfortable. Because Sometimes such people abuse them sexually. Sometimes they pass sometimes kind of signals to those children that they are not ripe for. Yes, they are not ripe for. And this will batter their feelings, their emotions, and a lot. Sometimes you send them on an errand. Oh, please go and give this one. Even see, let's be careful. We trust so much. Oh, the person is my pastor. The person is my this. The person is my that. The person is this one is another one. Let your trust be for God alone. The Bible even said that the heart of man is desperately wicked. Desperately wicked. Desperately wicked. Nobody knows it except for God. So let's be careful. Let's be careful. Let's be careful. There was an 11-year-old girl that their neighbor became family friends. They became family friends. I've shared this with some of my colleagues before. They became family friends, and you know that trust is there. Oh, that is going out. Mommy is going out to leave the child with neighbor. Unknown to them that the father of that house is sexually harassing that girl. That was the man that disvirgined the girl at 11 years. Let's be careful. The parents did not know until the girl went back to school. She had not started her menses when the man started defiling her. Yes, she started menses in school. All of a sudden, it was coming with so much pain. They had to call the mother that she should please come. It was in that process of checking the girl, they realized that she has been defiled. And the mother was asking her, who did this to you? And she said she did not talk at first, but with so much pressing, the counselor, school counselor coming in and all that, she opened up, only to realize that it's their neighbor, the daddy of the house, that defiled her. Do you know what the mother of this girl said? She said, it's not possible, it's not true. The man cannot do such. She was even giving the man a benefit of doubt. But finally, they got to the root of it to find out that it was the man that defiled the girl. Parents, beware. They are out there. They will claim they love you. They don't love you. Please be careful. Don't trust. Don't trust. Don't trust. Even your maid. Go and sleep with her. Go and sleep in this person's room. Go and do this one. Go and do that one. Watch it. Yes. Sometimes people say you suspect a lot. Yes, let them see you like that. Suspect so that you can get the real thing. And you can stay off certain dangers, can stay off your home. My dad once told us, my dad's own true life story. It was their maid that defiled my dad and his younger brother at a tender age. So please, let's not just be too busy. Don't be too busy to attend to these children. Give them your time. I have a friend that if she's going to buy just sugar at the junction, she carries her children. She wants to spit on the road, she carries her children. Yes, we are simple as in acting in a way that will please God. Parenting is a skill that needs our attention. Parents who are not emotionally attached to their kids would never understand their children's pain. They would never understand. Abuse can be protected. Yes, it can be avoided if parents are conscious. You can defend it. I trust my mom so much. You know, she has this action when it comes to her children. We have 4 girls, 1 boy. And she will tell me everything. And yeah, I want to advise parents. Parents who always beat their children for telling them something, be careful. That child will die with the pain if you are such parents. Yes. You want to tell your mom that, oh, as I was in church today, one brother put his hand through my skirt and I didn't like it. And the next thing, you are beating. What took you to the back of the church? What were you doing there? How did the brother get to you? How did this work? Mothers, fathers, please beware. 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 You don't need to draw them close. Are you make them safe with you? Oh, are you sure? No. I'm going to take an action. Are you sure that this happened to you? And yes, mommy, he did that. Yes, mommy, he did that. Fine. Hold your child. Go there and say, repeat what you said. And she says that confidently. Let her be seeing that my mommy and my daddy can stand to defend me. Not you telling them with words, oh, tell me everything. How did it happen? I will defend you. And when the child finished talking, you will now be beating the child anyhow. Abuse can be protected. Parents, try to fix your children's helpless situation. They are helpless sometimes. Please fix it. Don't choke your kids. Yes, you choke them with your attitude. You choke them with the way you want it to be, not hearing from them. Don't choke them. It is a painful feeling to undercut your child's emotion. It can cause the child to enter a cycle of life that creates doubt and mental confusion. Now your words are contradicting. I will help you. I will protect you. But you are the one even abusing your child emotionally. Please be there for your children. Our next point is invasion of privacy. So many parents invade into their children's privacy. Yes, your children need their time. Your children want their privacy. My children's room, I knock before I enter. Yes. I knock before I... Yes, so I knock before I enter. It is our house. But they need that privacy. Yes, it is important to check through their things. You know, you snoop around just to know the kind of friends your children keep or the things that are around them. Don't do it too much. Don't make the children get irritated. Don't make them see you as a bully. Yes, we go through their things, their gadgets, their journals. Some of our kids have what they call it, this private book, diary. And it has a lock. You go there and break it. You can stylishly check that thing and nothing will happen. The child will not even know that you have checked. Yes, all this check is just to put the child through, but don't make your children feel like you're bugging them. Yes. Invasion of privacy, when it becomes constant, your children get irritated and it counts as emotional abuse. We want to clear our doubts on who our children are. We want to invade into their privacy. We want to check what they do, how they do it. I am very sure my daughter is watching this right now. I would have said something about the check and how I do my check, you know, on her, on them. But she's watching this right now. But that's my own personal way of checking my children. So derive your own method. Derive a method that will not choke them. Our next point is neglect. Neglect. Depriving your kids from the attention they need from you. Your children may feel they don't matter to you when you make them seek your attention. The children are seeking your attention because you neglect them. They want to talk to you. You're not there. They want to see you. They want to play with you. I play a lot. I play a lot. You know, we dance, we sing, we do so many things together. It makes me bring out the passion in my kids. It makes me bring out, you know, certain things. And I appreciate my children's weakness. Yes, I appreciate their weakness. And on that weakness, we do some kind of activity to make them feel okay, not to drop their esteem. So don't neglect your children. You might have a child that is slow and not fast like the other children. Yes, my first daughter is a flyer. She's hot, hot, hot. The second one on the same pace. The third one, I saw a little withdrawal. I said no. Me and my husband, we held on to the passions. She's even her lesson teacher can testify that she's brilliant. She's retentive. But because she cannot spell like the other ones or read faster like the other ones, doesn't demean her. We give her that strength and that sense of belonging. So you know the areas where your children are weak, be their strength. You know the areas where your children are having challenges, be their strength. Stand for them. Oh, no, no, don't leave them. Now that's start asking God, why? Why did you give me this child? It is your love for that child that will pull the child through and give that child a fast healing in every area. So dear parents, do not neglect your children. Abusive parents intentionally restrict their children from social activities, pretending to know what is good for their kids. Parents that are indulging in this, let me tell you the truth, you have lost your children. Do you know why? Because this generation children, they know more than we know. It will surprise you what they know. I never knew. I am saying it. I never knew that I could snap an object and send it to Google, and Google will give me the answer. It was my first daughter that made us know. How did we know? We were going to church and she said, oh, I love this plant. Dad, Mom, what's the name of this plant? And we're like, oh, I don't know this plant before and I don't know the name. I said, okay, let's stop and snap it. Google will give us the name. And we both turned and said, really? And she said, yes. No, let's just tell, how do you know that? That's when the question starts. How did you know that? So it got to us that, oh, it'd be like, say, we don't dare one step backward. Let us kick up. Parents, be on the same level with your children. In this present generation, if you are still on that archaic parenting method, you will be you'll be sleeping when your children are standing. That is how it is. So they are faster, they are smarter, and this is a period where some children are already aware. So if your children are not aware, then you are off it. Parents, please, we advise that apply the law of first mention. Yes, the law of first mention is there are some things that you're ordering from your children. If you don't tell them first, they will hear it from outside. And if you don't give them the right direction on how to go about things, they will get their advice from outside. And it might be too late. Too late. For the singles listening to me right now, you are on the best advantage because it prepares your mind on what parenting should. For parents that are here and you've made certain mistakes, it is not the wrong time to correct. At least your child, before your child gets to 18 years old, if you feel that you've missed it, please start correcting. Because from 18 years, you're already with an adult. And it might be too difficult to change or bend some rules. Constant intimidation. Yeah, some parents don't know they are bullying their children. Sit down there. Do this. No, no, no. You intimidate them. You intimidate them and start causing them to be afraid of you. You terrify them with words. I will kill you. You don't want to kill them. It's not like you have the intention to kill them. But you use words like, I will kill you. I will kill you. Some of the parents will say, remember, I'm the one that gave birth to you. Your life is in my hands. Who told you? These children will use the same words on their children. Have you passed a good parenting to your child? Have you? So many things we need to. You scream at the top of your voice and cause your children to constantly be afraid of you. I said this last week. I shout a lot. I shout a lot. God help me. If you ask my children, oh, what does mommy do that you don't really like? They will tell you, ooh, mommy shouts, oh, mommy shouts. And sometimes it causes them to be afraid. Thank God for change, oh. It's something that somebody can, because I had to watch it. Is my shout causing fear on these children? Is it causing them to withdraw? I don't know how people see parenting, but I can, God, I can lose my mind if my children becomes enemy to me. I don't know how you see parenting, but I'm always conscious of the fact that my children are my friends. They don't have any friends out there. They are my friends. You physically intimidate your children by being unapproachable. They cannot talk to you. Leave me. Get out. Do this. Do that. Whoop. Parents, you're missing it if you keep that action. You instill constant fear, unnecessary fear. This is called classical abuse. Yes, classical abuse. Parents, please, always stand up for your children. Be careful how you use words on them. Be careful how. Parents, watch it. If you have these characteristics, that means you're emotionally abusing your children. And you can't stop. You can't stop. Constant intimidation and bullying. Another point is comparison to other children. You compare your children or your kids with others, making them feel that they quietly measure up. It is not healthy when you keep comparing your children. As a parent, you might think that this attitude makes your kids more competitive, but the effect is the opposite. This can cause withdrawal in terms of self-esteem and can hinder their relationship with other children, because that child might lose self-dignity. That child might not be able to discover himself and start seeing others better than himself. You see your children acting other children's scripts because you made them do that. You see your children behaving like other children. I watch my daughter. Anytime I see, as I know, you're talking like this person is wrong, be yourself. I make sure that I pick them out of themselves. Yes, I make them realize, do not imitate anybody. This person is walking like this, you want to walk like it. No. Yes. Sometimes as parents, we say, oh, are you not seeing this person? Don't you see how this person does this? Don't you see how this person does that? Hey, my dear mothers and daddies, please help them to have their self-esteem. Don't take them out of childishness when they are still a child, trying to instill adulthood in them. No, please, please, please. Let them exhibit. My daughter is 10 years old. I proudly say it. Some people say, are you sure what you're saying? Yeah, she's taller than me. Or we are the same height. Sometimes she looks taller Sometimes we are leveling up the same height. But she's 10 years old. She behaves like a child sometimes. I allow her. She still wants to sit on the floor. She wants to do some things. I allow it. She's exhibiting the childishness in her. There are ways I correct it. There are ways I put her through, yes. And there are things I make her do. Because if we cannot use the age to judge, we use the size to judge. So I cannot now say that because she's 10 years old, she will not cook. She's in the kitchen with me. So let's make use of the right opportunities. Not to destroy our children, but mold them. And our last point is anxious state. Parenting is a huge and inconveniencing responsibility. These are our last points for today. A parent is bound to experience anxiety from time to time. But constantly being in a nervous and fearful state can cause havoc on your children, on their mental health. A parent's main responsibility is to provide emotional security for their children alongside any other responsibilities. As a parent, you need to be in control of your emotion for you to provide emotional security for your children. This will also help you not to abuse your children emotionally. It is never too late to make corrections and repair. Yes, sometimes we are anxious, and because we are anxious, we allow our children to experience such. This puts our children off because now they don't even understand you. They don't understand you. Oh, today you're happy. Tomorrow you're sad. Next tomorrow you're this, you're that. They don't even know you as a parent. Please, it is only pride and overrating that will make a parent feel they are above correction. Do not forget, one question you need to ask yourself daily is my parenting method a burden or a blessing? Yes, your children need that emotional security from you. Do not emotionally abuse your children. I want to stop here right now. Please check yourselves as parents. Check yourself. Encourage yourself to be better. We are still in the learning process. Do not forget, you are not above correction. The Lord God will help us. For some parents that are going through depression, some parents are going through emotional insecurity themselves. I want to pray for you tonight and say, let the Lord God himself repair you, touch you, and mold you. I want to ask God tonight to heal as many parents or singles that are broken because of their past. Yes, you might have been sexually abused in the past, and because you don't want it to happen to your children, you're wearing an attitude. The Lord God will heal you completely. Most of us are trained in an abusive home. The Lord God will reform you. And the grace to be a better parent, God will give to us. I want to appreciate everyone that joined tonight. I'm sorry I cannot reply your comments right now, but definitely I will. God bless you so much. I saw so many families and friends tonight. God bless you, my beloved husband, my dear mother, Mommy Abdul, Ufoma, Sister Ife Kings, oh, my dear daughters, lesson teachers, Miss Chino. God bless you so dearly. Oh, my beloved Ufoma, I saw Carol. Lord bless you. I saw Miss Jimba. The Lord bless you. The Lord bless you. The Lord bless you. Uncle Taye, all the way from UK. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining. For those that Yeah, please, you can share this video, I'm going to be dropping my YouTube link. Please subscribe and like that link. I want our YouTube link to grow. What we are doing here is very educative. Some people pay for things like this, but we are getting it on this platform. We are not here to twist talk or to judge parents, but we are here to mold parents. God bless you. Thank you so much. I love you all. May the peace of God go with all of us tonight. And next week we are going to be talking on the causes of these actions that parents bring up, unknown to them, that it is causing emotional abuse. We are going to talk about it. God bless you. Thank you so much. I love you. See you same time next week. Thank you.